is going to be enough embarrassment for him that he'll never do it again. You don't put your hands on somebody. You don't do that. There was no reason for him to reach over and touch Kyle Lowry. There was no reason for that. No reason at all. He didn't fall on you. He wasn't even involved with you. He wasn't anywhere near you, 2 chairs over. But I would say this, how much power does LeBron have? Because LeBron put this post out there on Instagram. A couple hours later, you get another update saying the NBA is banning him for a year. I do think giving up his shares is something definitely that they could have done. Shout out to DJ Knox. At the end of the day, this is something that you do not do. And as much as we want to say, as much as people want to say, let's not put race in it, he's a white guy that is part owner of the team, putting his hands on Kyle Lowry, who's a basketball player that is African American. So as much as we don't want to put that, as much as we don't want to say it's a color thing, it's kind of hard to not even bring that up because I think you have to at least mention it. But I don't think that was his intent. I don't think his intent was malicious and being race related. But this is something that you cannot do. He got confused. He thought it was the back office slave trade. He wanted to touch the product, Mo. The ban does hurt, maybe not financially so much, but his reputation is stained, and this hurts because the Warriors are opening up a new arena next season. Shout out to Courtney Harden for that comment. Shout out to 334 Bama Boy. 84 days left. 84 days left until the season gets started. Phone lines open. We'll be going to the top of the hour, 469-351-0881. Tonight's game, right out the gate, is going to be very, very important for the Warriors to set the tone. They're in the Bay. They have the crowd behind them. So that's not going to be an issue. But they cannot fall behind. They were behind the entire game. Now, granted, they didn't have star players that they normally have. Steph had to do everything. What happened to Draymond? What happened to the strength in numbers? Because it was lost. There was no strength in numbers in that game. Shout out to Raider Kev. Thank you for tuning in. There was no strength in numbers on Wednesday. So, huge game coming up tonight. The stars were in the building, too, on Wednesday. Jay-Z was there. Beyonce was there. The Beehive got angry. People, look, I understand that Beyonce is greatness. She's a great artist. She's great at a lot of things. But people need to back up. Just because someone's reaching over and talking to Jay-Z does not mean that every single Beyonce fan needs to come out of the woodworks shaming this lady. This lady don't deserve that. She didn't do anything wrong. Just because she was reaching over and talking to somebody doesn't not mean you need to shame somebody for that reason. And Beyonce is not God. Okay, so let's chill. Let's chill with putting her up on this high pedestal that she didn't even ask for. I don't know if she enjoys it or doesn't enjoy it or whatever. But let's calm down. Okay, everybody out there, any Beyonce fans, calm down, please. That lady does not deserve death threats. You do not need to put her in that state because she reached over and had a conversation, a 2-second conversation with Jay-Z. So who do you have in tonight's game? Beehive would tear you up, says Courtney Harden. You right about that? Do not cross Beyonce or anybody else in her camp. So, Looney, I looked it up. He is questionable. I don't think he's going to play. I don't think Durant's playing. So you got the big three. These guys are still all-stars. Clay, Steph, Draymond. See what the bench does. Again, who do you guys have in this game? Let's switch over to some other topics, though, from the week. And also, let me do this. I want to give a happy birthday to my uncle. Today's his birthday, Clinton Killian. The guy has been supportive in every single thing I've done in my life. He's a lawyer. He gave me my first job, or my second job, I should say. and the guy's amazing. So happy birthday to my uncle. Also, today is National Donut Day. Did anybody get a donut today? Did anybody? Anybody? I did not. I think my wife and my daughter are probably going to get one, may get one later, but there probably going to be some free donuts. So if you eat donuts and you like donuts, they will be free. I believe Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme, or some other places. Mochi says Golden State +8. Courtney says I got the Warriors winning the game tonight. I do too. You have to even up this series. You have to. You cannot. I've said this before. You cannot go down 3-1 because they're going back to Toronto, and you know how home court advantage works. Home court advantage is a real thing. It's not fake. It's not made up. Home court advantage is a real thing. Again, phone lines are open, 469-351-0881 if you got any thoughts, any opinions on whatever you want to talk about. But let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only do they sign Carson Wentz to an extension, 4 years, worth $128 million, $107 million guaranteed. That's $32 million per year. Wentz has been there. I think he's going into his 4th year, as well as Dak is. And Courtney says, okay, now we're talking. Yeah, I knew you would like this conversation. But I think this is going to be this is a kind of ground-setting deal because all of these other guys in their 4th years, Dak, I believe, Goff, or who else was in that draft? Josh Allen. I don't know, Josh Allen's probably not, he's not in that realm. But Carson Wentz has been the starter. He has had injury problems. I think he's injury prone. And that will more so tell this year because I think every single year except one, he's been hurt. So I don't wish injury on him, but I'm just saying what we've seen over the years. Wentz get his money, now he can stay healthy. Hopefully. You hope and pray, Courtney, that he stays healthy, but you don't know that. But you better hope and pray that he stays healthy. The other side of this is there's another player, Dak Prescott, who's looking for a contract extension. Does Dak look at this contract and say he wants more or he wants less? I think this is not just about Carson Wentz. This also is about Dak's new contract that he's going to get. And there's a lot of factors into this. But I think at the end of the day, analyzing this as deeply as I can, I think you have to sign Dak for a couple of reasons. Number one, who else is going to be better out there, better than him? This is his 4th year. If you look at other quarterbacks in history, their 4th year is when they hit that next gear. That 4th year is when they begin to advance and they begin to dominate in the league. You can talk about Aaron Rodgers. You could talk about his mechanics too. What's going to be very key this year is John Kitna. John Kitna, one of the greatest quarterback, but he is working with Dak. And Kellen Moore, supposedly, not to say that he's figured it out or Kellen Moore is going to be a genius, but Kellen Moore is going to do things differently than what Linehan was doing. Shout out to Shelly Q, the great in the building. Also, Melvin. We got about 30 minutes left in the show. If you're tuning in the background, thank you. Join in on the show chat room. Also, you can call in, doing a new call-in line on the weekday show. So I'll put the number in the chat room there. But I think Dak is going to have a great year. Not just a good year. I think he's going to have a great year because there is a change of pace, and he has weapons. What kind of contract do you sign him to, though? What is his, I'm hearing 30. But if Carson Wentz got 32, Dak's going to be asking for somewhere in that realm. And I think the Cowboys are going to pay him whatever it is. I think the Cowboys believe that is their guy. Also, I believe that they are working on a deal. I don't know if they're going to get it done before training camp or before the season, but I do believe they're working on a deal. My biggest thing is, how can you sign all three of these guys, though? Dak, Zeke, and Amari. That's my question, and I don't know if that's going to happen. Ben, who do you call trash for $200? I'm assuming you're talking about Carson Wentz. But that's going to be the big thing. I want to keep these triplets, the new age triplets, I want to keep them together. But it's going to be, I think, difficult because I don't see any one of these guys asking for the hometown discount. Dak has been the starter. He's going to want his money. On the flip side, Zeke has been the guy. He's led the league in rushing twice. He's won the rushing title. He's going to want his money. And D. Great says wrong. Maybe he's talking about the Warriors. Is that what you're talking about? He says, who did a call trash for $200? All right, so Wentz got his deal. Dak, and the story is out now, is saying Dak Prescott could sacrifice money to ensure long-term security. Because Wentz is only 4 years. I would think Dak would want some job security. You would want a deal where you could get beyond 4 years. If you're a player, I'm assuming that's what you would want. You want job security. You want longevity. You don't want just a simple deal. Tyreek Hill not under active investigation. Shout out to Mo Cheese for putting that in the chat room. Also, sources say Rob Gronkowski will rejoin the Patriots. They just got the Super Bowl rings. Shout out to them. I don't think he's coming back, though. I mean, why? You've done a lot. You've done a lot during your career. You said you were retiring. You already been thinking about it. I think that's a story to maybe get him intrigued, to maybe get him to think about coming back. But I doubt highly that Gronk is coming back. And I think his body is telling him, don't do it. His muscles are telling him, don't do it. The deal for Wentz definitely sets up Dak, Goff, and others. That is true. He's the first one, I believe, out of that draft, speaking of quarterbacks, that got a deal. So the Eagles are smart because they got out ahead of this. They're not having to respond to what somebody else did. All these other teams are having to respond to what deal Wentz got. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I don't think Gronk's coming back. Let me know what you guys think about that. I doubt that he's going to come back, though. College basketball news. Let's switch over to college basketball. Phone lines open for the next 25 minutes. 469-351-0881. Kenyon Martin Jr. He was going to be going to Vanderbilt. Now he says that he's going to bypass college and look at professional options. Kenyon Martin Jr. is a 3-star athlete going to Vanderbilt. Stackhouse is the new coach there. And this is on the break of another player who's a 5-star guy who is deciding to go ahead and go to play for the Australia or New England team. Another caller up on the line. I believe this is the one and only H-Rap B. What's going on, H-Rap? Is it you?
Nah, bruh. It's not H-Rap B from the Shy. It's Brother Shaka, that dude. What's up, bruh?
What's going on? What's going on, Shaka? How you doing?
Not much, man. I'm doing well, bro. Been a while since I called in, man. Just wanted to touch back a little bit about basketball.